the top of the table over in League One, as of course Plymouth Argyle stutter now into second spot. Who is the new leader? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Babs Game in a prediction video today. We're forward to match day number 22, I think, over in League One, and we'll get to that in just a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things League One related, Papa Rose related, World Cup related. We're going to know here, boys, under one roof. That's right, the Green Army are now down into second spot. Of course, after Ipswich Town leapfrogged them to go tip at the top of the table. Of course, who will be there though this weekend? We're going to take a look at it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, take a look at what we're talking about then, as of course, yeah, actually three sides could actually be at the top of the table this weekend. We'll have a look at it right here, right now then. Recap the results. So, of course, we're going to open them all up here, because it was a bit of a shit old day in League One with a lot of cancellations due to the weather. So, Stanley against Pompey was postponed. Morecambe against Charlton was postponed. Oxford against Barnsley was postponed. But Ipswich against Peterborough was given the go-ahead. 2-1 win for Ipswich. I got that one bang on the nose. Shrewsbury, big 3-2 win over Bolton. 1-1 for me on that one. But now with the draw against Derby, I went the other way. Surely 2-2 win for Derby, I did. The Vegans 1-0 win over Cheltenham, of course. I went with the 0-0 draw. Bristol Rovers 1-0 win over Port Vale on that one. I went with a 2-0 win. Not too shabby there. Cambridge with a 0-0 draw against Plymouth Argyle. That's the shits that are there. 2-1 win. It was in my eyes the other way. Exeter City won, and of course Wednesday won. I went with the 2-1 win for Exeter. Of course Lincoln nil, Wickham nil. 2-0 win for me for Lincoln on that one. Of course MK Dons 1 and Fleetwood 2, which cost Liam Manning his job. That's right. Of course he was the toast of the town this around about May, wasn't he? Everybody was linked to him, but now he is managerless or jobless, and of course MK Dons are in trouble. But anyway, this is the table as it stands. As you can see, Ipswich on 45 points, the Green Army on 44, with Wednesday, Barnsley, Bolton, and then Peterborough in the top 6. Going down there is Morecambe, MK Dons, we have Burton, and then Forest Green Rovers at the moment. But of course you can can't rule out Cambridge or a Stanley, or maybe even Charlton at the moment. But of course, what about our own little mini leaderboard? We'll take a bloody about Jimmy Watton, Shane O'Donnell, and Riley Turton picking up 5 points there. Well done indeed. And the overall leaderboard at the moment goes in favour of Shane O'Donnell with 94 points. Riley Turton's up there in second, and Russell Frost is up there in third in the table. It is actually very, very tight up there, and of course it could all change this coming weekend. And speaking of this weekend, if you want to get involved, Cutley Forest League One, that is the link. That's all you need. Get it amongst it, of course. But these are the games, and we're going to take a look at them, of course, come at you this weekend, starting with Bolton up against Exeter. That's right, on the 17th of December. That's a Saturday to you and I. Picture the 2 times of 2021. Nothing for Bolton, 1 for Exeter, and 1 draw at the moment. Bolton, though, 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them right now. Up against the Exeter side, of course, 1-1, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over at the moment. 50% form. That's without a win, they win 4 now. But that's the page. Bolton, of course, at Bolton was a 2-1 win for Exeter way back in May 2021. That was in League 2. Exeter picking up a 1-1 draw against Sheffield Wednesday. Bolton win the big 4-0 win over Man United. That was in the Football League Trophy round 3. That's right. The odds are for this one. We have Bolton coming at you 2019 on for the victory 5-2 draw. 11-4 is the way win here. Win for Bolton. They could actually be right in the thick of things here. Of course, cementing their spot in the playoffs. 2-1 win for me on this one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Charlton Athletic, though, in trouble up against Bristol Rovers right now. I think they're on the lookout still for a manager, right? Charlton. But anyway, played each other 12 times. 9, 7 was for Charlton, 1 for Bristol Rovers. 4 draws at the moment. Of course, last time around. We'll get to that shortly. Charlton though, without winning the last 6 games. Bristol Rovers, though, 1 defeat past 6, 75% for them at the moment as well. Last round, though, over at the Valley, it was a 3-2 win for Charlton back in March 2021. That was in League 1. Charlton, though, losing to 3-1 to Stockport. That was, of course, this past week or so. Bristol Rovers, a big 4 win over MK Dons in the Football League Trophy, of course, to add some salt into the wounds. Look at the odds right here. Now, Charlton, even Stevens for the victory. We've got 5-2. It's draw 30-5 is your way. We went back in, of course, Bristol Rovers here. 1 win for them over at the Valley. That's right. Cheltenham Town up against Lincoln City, of course, come at you this fucking end as well. Put it 18 times 2004. We've got 8 wins for Cheltenham, 4 for Lincoln, 6 draws, of course. Cheltenham, though, 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them right now. 1 defeat also the past 6 games for Lincoln City, 67% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, over at Cheltenham, it was a 2-2 draw back in December 2021. That was in League 1. Lincoln, though, 4-2 winners over Everton in the Football League Trophy round 3. Cheltenham are the same, 4-0 winners over Chelsea, of course, to put themselves through to the next round as well. But potential bit of silverware maybe on the cards there. The odds right here right now, 31-20 is your Cheltenham, 11-5 is draw, 9-5 is your away win. Of course, that's Lincoln City. Back in the away side here, 1-0 win for them. Are they contenders? We'll have to see about that. Derby up against the Vegans, of course, come at you over at Pride Park. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, just the 1 time since 2009. Derby, though, unbeaten in the last 6 games, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws over the last 6. 75% form for them right now. The Vegans, though, red hot form, 3 wins on the bounce, 58% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, 4-3 win over for Derby, over Forest Green. That was in Vegan land way back in 2009 FA Cup it was. Derby, though, 1-1 against Burton, of course, and the Vegans with the 1 win over Cheltenham most recently. But the odds right here right now, we've got Derby 29 on for the victory, 10-3 draw, 6-1 as your long shots. We're back in Derby here, 3-1 win for them. Of course we are. 3 points in the can. And away they go. Barnsley up against Burton Albion, of course, come out at Oakwell. Now these two sides up into the 9 times. 14, 3 for Barnsley, 2 for Burton, 4 draws, of course. Barnsley, though, 5 wins in the last 6. Pretty good. 83% form for them right now. Burton, though, turned a corner perhaps, of course, just 1 defeat by 6, 58% form for them at the moment as well. Last round, though, over at Barnsley, it was a 0-0 draw way back in February 2019. That was in League One. Burton, figured a 4-2 loss against Stanley, though. That was in the Football League Trophy most recently. Barnsley with a big 2-1 win over Peterborough back onto the 2nd of December. The odds right here, right now, we've got Barnsley coming at you. We have 10-7 on for the victory, 11-4 is draw, 50-4 is your away win. Which way are you going to go? I'm going to go with a 2-0 win myself for Barnsley on this one. Fleetwood Town up against Cambridge coming at you this weekend over at Fleetwood. Played each other 7 times 2010, 2 wins apiece, 3 draws, of course. Fleetwood, though, just 1 defeat by 6, 67% form for them right now. Cambridge, though, without a win in the last 5, 25% form for them heading into this. Last round, though, over at Fleetwood, it was a 1-1 draw way back in January 2022. That was in League One, of course. The Wayside hasn't won this game since Fleetwood beat Cambridge way back in 2011. That was in the National League. Cambridge, though, 0-0 draw against Plymouth. Fleetwood with a big 2-1 win over MK Dons. Of course, the result that cost a man his job. The odds, though, for this one, 6-5 is your Fleetwood, 23-10 is draw, 23-10 is your away win. That's Cambridge Town or Cambridge United. Gonna go with a 1-0 win myself for Fleetwood on this one. Next, of course, we have Posh against Shrewsbury, of course. Shrewsbury, where are they? They're doing all right mid-table. Actually, potentially contenders for the playoffs up against, of course, Peterborough, who are trying to get themselves back in the thick of things for maybe automatics. Place to the corner in my eyes. We have 20 times 2005, 9 wins for Peterborough, 8 wins for Shrewsbury, 3 draws, of course. Posh, though, without a win in the last 5 defeats on the spin, 17% form for them right now. Shrewsbury, 3 wins on the bounce, 58% form for them as well. Last round, though, over at Posh, it was a 5-1 win for Peterborough back in October 2020. The West only won once of the last 6. That's when Shrewsbury beat Peterborough in Peterborough back in February 2019. Shrewsbury, though, 3-2 win over Bolton. Peterborough with a big 2-1 loss to Ipswich Town. The odds right here right now, we got Peterborough 4-3 on for the victory, 13-5 is draw, 7-2 is your away win right here. We're back in Posh here, though, 3-1 win, back to winning ways and denting the hopes of Shrewsbury Town. Next, of course, we have the Green Army against Morecambe Town. If there ever was a result needed, it's this one. That's for, of course, for Plymouth. Played to the 15 times 2011. They've got 8 wins for Plymouth, 3 for Morecambe, 4 draws, of course. Just 1 win and 6 for Plymouth right now. 42% form for them up against the Morecambe side who haven't won the last 9 games. 17% form for them at the moment. Last round, though, over at Plymouth, it was a 2-0 win for Plymouth. That was back in March 2022. Plymouth, though, 0-0 draw against Cambridge. Back-to-back games now without a goal, with Morecambe picking up a 1-1 draw against Exeter. The also for this game coming at you, we got 58 on is your Plymouth, 10-3 is your, and 90-4 is your away win. That is, of course, Morecambe, of course. Going to go with a 2-0 win for the hosts here, of course, extending maybe the gap between themselves and third spot, but maybe even overtaking Ipswich, depending on what goes on with them. Pompey are coming up soon. Port Vale are next, of course, over at Vale Park, up against Accrington Stanley. Bit of a Northwest crunch clash. Played to the 14 times, 8, 6 wins apiece, and 2 draws. Port Vale, though, 3 wins, 3 defeats, about 50% form for them right now. Accrington Stanley, though, unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them at the moment. Last round, though, over at Port Vale was a 5-1 win for Port Vale. That was back in November 2021. It was in the FA Cup. Last time picture, though, in the league at Vale Park, it was a 2-1 win for Stanley back in September 2017. Port Vale, though, 1-0 loss against Bristol Rovers. Of course, Accrington Stanley with a big 4-2 win over Burton. The odds for this one, we have Port Vale 11-10 for the victory, 12-5 is your draw, 16-5 is your away win. That's Stanley. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Port Vale, but I've got a feeling that it could actually be Stanley on this one. Meanwhile, Pompey up against MK Dons, of course, come out at Fratton Park. Of course, managers at MK Dons up against Portsmouth, managed by Danny Cowley. Played each other 17 times this year, 2007 wins for Pompey, 6 for MK Dons, 4 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat by 6 for Portsmouth right now, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 win and 6 for MK Dons, 25% form for them, and looking for a manager as well. Last round, over in Fratton Park in the league, it was a 2-1 win for MK Dons back in January 2022. Of course, MK Dons did lose to Bristol Rovers 4-1. That was, of course, pretty much hot off the press. Pompey with a big 3-0 win over Stevenage, also with the Football League trophy to go through to the next round. The odds here, we got 11-10 on is your Pompey, 5-2 is your, 60-5 is your away win. We're back in Fratton Park, boys. 3-0 win for Pompey, and of course, get themselves right back in the thick of things of maybe for the playoffs. Wednesday, up against Oxford United, coming at you over at Hillsborough. Played each other 3 times in 2015. 2 was Oxford, 1 for Sheffield Wednesday, and 0 draws. Wednesday, though, beaten in the last 5. 67% form for them right now. Oxford, though, unbeaten in the last 6 games. 75% form for them as they climb the table as well. Last time around, though, over at Hillsborough, was a 2-1 win for Oxford back in October 2021. Oxford, though, 1-1 draw against Accrington, most recently Sheffield Wednesday, back-to-back draws against Derby and Exeter in quick succession. The odds right here, right now, we got Sheffield Wednesday 10-7 on for the victory, 14-5 is your draw, 50-4 is your way, and that is, of course, Oxford back in the host here, 2-1 win for them, and of course Wednesday taking the 3 points, and then wrap it up. It is Wickham up against Ipswich coming at you at Adams Park, of course, place of the goal in my eyes, 4 times in 2019, 2 wins to Ipswich, nothing but Wickham, and 2 draws, of course. Wickham, though, 50% form, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. Ipswich, of course, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them heading into this match. Of course, what have we got going on? Last time around, though, at Wickham was a 4-1 win for Ipswich back in November 2021. Of course, Ipswich 2-1 win over Peterborough. Wickham with a 0-0 draw against Lincoln City. The odds right here, right now, we've got Wickham 10-3 for the victory, 12-5 is draw, and 6-5 on is, of course, your Ipswich Town. We're back in a draw here, point apiece, which may open up the floodgates potentially for Plymouth and maybe even Sheffield Wednesday in the league. Because if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. Plymouth will regain the lead. Ipswich will go down to 2nd spot, and then Wednesday will be right on the heels in 45 points as well. Going down though, still Morecambe, MK Dons, Burton, and then the Vegans with, of course, Wednesday, Barnsley, Bolton, and Peterborough in the playoffs. That's my thoughts on this one. Let me know your thoughts, of course, as we look forward to this game and the weekend as well. And if you want to get involved amongst it here, Company Fortress League One, and we'll see who comes out next time around. Until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. We go again, guys. We go again all the way through to, of course, May and beyond. But until then, guys and girls, subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you soon for the next one.